Morning, everybody. It's actually 10 in the morning. I don't normally stream this early, but I thought I would get something out here, get a little bit done. So I wasn't entirely prepared. Let me double check. All right, well. So about 46,000, right? 46,000 Cybertrucks got recalled, which is a pretty hefty fucking number if you ask me. So this was the Tesla Q1 address. It's an hour long. I'm going to sit here and just kind of watch it for a bit and see what's going on with this dude's mental state, because it's not there.
Our mission is to accelerate the world's transition to...
We're going to skip all the, the love me Tesla shit and just get straight to, yep. All right, let's just hear what he has to say versus watching all the commercial level shit.
All right.
Oh, I forgot my coffee.
Well, let me start off first by thanking everyone at Tesla for your incredible hard work. The Tesla team is an incredible team, great human beings. Anyway, some of the finest people in the world work at...
Did he already start this off instantaneously, not knowing what the fuck to say, and he just, immediately fumbled over every word that he had? Instantaneously. That was so bad. Immediately. Hang on.
By thanking everyone at Tesla for your incredible hard work. The Tesla team is an incredible team, great human beings. Anyway, some of the finest people in the
Holy
world
shit.
Work at Tesla, designing and manufacturing our incredible products. So my thanks to you for everything you're doing. Well done.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. He just had a really hard time with that one.
So we're going to go through just a list of the incredible achievements of the Tesla team. We've now produced over 7 million vehicles. 7 million. In our first year of production, we produced just over 20 vehicles. And I thought, well, maybe we might one day be able to do 10 or 20 a week instead of 10 or 20 a year. And the way things are tracking right now, we will actually have made over 10 million vehicles next year. So we'll pass the 10 million vehicle cumulative. That's a lot of cars, man. That's a lot of cars.
See, Tesla was a really prominent company for the electric vehicle market for a very long time, and it still is. It still is right there up in it. You got to give Tesla some credit, but I don't think Elon has he doesn't have that much to do with it right now. I think he's completely bombing everything with his business choices and his political choices. However, I digress.
So it's really, and it's incredibly difficult, as you know, to design, to build, to manage the supply chain with thousands of suppliers, make sure everything arrives. You've got tens of thousands of parts, make sure everything works, then build the car, service the car, and it's really difficult. Frankly, the car business is a tough business. But there are times when there are rocky moments, things are a little bit of stormy weather. But what I'm here to tell you.
I wonder what he's talking about when he says stormy weather. I wonder if he's talking about the political things that are happening right now with the boycott and the quote domestic terrorism that's been happening with the firebombing and just burning Tesla vehicles. I wonder if that's what he's talking about, or if he's just talking about general business issues.
Is that the future is incredibly bright and exciting, and we're going to do things that no one, I think, has even dreamed of. We've said we're going to do it, but I think until we actually do it, people won't believe just how incredible it is. So I'm going to go through all of the things that we're accomplishing here. So once again, thank you very much.
I was pretty sure that right-wing media is very against electric vehicles.
It's worth noting that Tesla remains the company of choice for people to work for us. So we get millions of applications per year for a very small number of spots. And we continue to be the leading organization, along with SpaceX, for engineering talent in the world, and also for manufacturing talent. Really, it's an awesome place to work, basically. Because of our growth, there's a lot of opportunity for upward mobility, and I'm going to talk you through just how I see the future unfolding and why I think it is going to be incredible.
So it's almost like everybody forgets that he slashed a bunch of federal funds and just kicked off a bunch of employees and laid them off. With Trump, I think that was one of the big things that people really diving into hating him right now is because of all what he's been doing with the government. I don't blame them. I think it's actually stupid. I think what he's doing is stupid with Doge. Okay, so you have a single organization, right? Doge is supposed to be this organization that's going to audit the government, but then that's it. There's no other organizations that are watching Doge to make sure that Doge is doing their job properly. They're basically firing and getting rid of everybody that just simply disagrees with them. So what he said about Social Security on Joe Rogan's podcast, where he said that it's a Ponzi scheme, it's unbelievable to me to actually think that way, because you have to understand, if you say tens of millions of fraudulent accounts or whatever, like there's tens of millions of accounts that are getting fraudulent Social Security payments, then that means there's tens of millions of wire transfers going from Social Security to each and every individual one of those bank accounts, which is also in each and every individual state in the entirety of the United States, which means that would be a conspiracy theory that every single bank in the world would have to have a bunch of whistleblowers, right? There'd have to be a bunch of hey, this person's dead, right? This is reported. This person passed away. There's supposed to be multi-organizational levels that protect each other for things, and they all have their own personal interests. Like, they're not just, it can't be just a big conspiracy like, oh, they're all in on it, right? There's state fraud agencies that are trying to prevent fraud in every state, and there's also federal agencies that have their own personal interests, and they're not going to just agree with what other federal agencies are supposed to be saying. So it's just very unlikely that the claims are true. Very unlikely. And there's been almost literally no evidence to suggest that any of that is true or accurate.
First of all, as always, we care a lot about safety, so the safety of our cars and the safety of people within the factory. So you can see that our work-related injuries have declined over time. So thank you for helping make that happen. That's a collaborative effort, so congratulations to the safety team on continuing to improve workplace safety.
There you go. That's not bad. That's people on workers' comp, right?
So one of the things that may seem like how do you pull it all together is where does AI and robots fit in this sort of sustainable energy picture? Like, is that just like some weird side project or what? But it's because what we're really aiming for here is maybe a better way to think of it rather than sustainable energy is sustainable abundance for all. So if you think about what is the future that what's the most exciting future that you could possibly imagine? What does that future look like?
One where everybody can afford their rent and basic necessities like groceries and healthcare. Holy shit. He's about to go on some tangent about robots and AI, talking about the most exciting future. We're going to be like the Jetsons. Oh my God. People literally, 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. More than half your country is living paycheck to paycheck. And a very large sum of, 69 million people, I think, are dependent on Social Security. So, wow.
It's worth thinking about that. Just think, just imagine a future. What is that amazing future?
It's I Am Robot.
Like?
It's I Am Robot.
How about a future where you can have any good or service you want at will?
At will.
A future of abundance for all.
That's a fire at will,
where
too.
Really anyone can have anything. It sounds impossible. It sounds like surely such a thing cannot be the case. But what I'm here to tell you is that that will indeed be the case. That the future we're headed for is one where you can literally just have anything you want. Like, if there's a good or service you want, you'll be able to have it, and ultimately, everyone in the world will be able to have anything they want.
That is an insane promise. That you'll just have whatever you want. There'll be no death. There'll be nothing. You can't. Oh my God. That's actually psychotic. That's actually insane. That's psychotic. That's a crazy claim. You know, resources, no matter what, resources are finite. You're not going to just. What? Wait. What a fucking claim. You're just going to have whatever you want? What? That's not life, bro. You don't get what you want in life all the time. Sometimes you don't get what you want. Sometimes you do. Either wow, dude. The billionaire telling us we're all going to have what we want. We're all going to have everything that we want. What the fuck? Yo, am I tripping over that one thing? Like, am I tripping over that? We're gonna have every service that we want. What a claim! All right, so in like a week or two after, if he ever declares it's time, we're now in the age of you can have anything that you want, and I have one minor inconvenience that's not what I want, I'm going to just sue him. No, I'm kidding. Nah, we'll never get there. We'll never be at that age. Tesla's gonna tank. Let's see.
What's key to that is robotics and AI. So once you have self-driving cars and you have autonomous humanoid robots, where everyone can have their own personal C-3PO and R2-D2.
Oh my God.
But even better than that, that's Optimus. You can imagine like your own personal robot buddy that is a great friend, but also takes care of your house. We'll clean your house, we'll mow the lawn, we'll walk the dog, we'll teach your kids.
So he just replaced 4 jobs. So landscaping will be a thing of the past. Walking dogs, taking care of dogs will be a thing of the past. Teaching will be a thing of the past. House cleaning will be a thing of the past. So he's just replacing jobs right now. So when are we going to discuss universal base income if that's the case? If you want to replace jobs, when are we going to give people like a fundamental amount of money for them to survive off of, or maybe invest or thrive off of? When are we going to make it, how are you going to make it like possible to survive if you're just going to replace all the jobs and services with AI and robots and then give everybody what they want? They have all what they want. It's so bullshit.
We'll babysit, and will also enable the production of goods and services.
I can't imagine being babysat by a fucking robot.
Basically with
letting
no
my
limit.
kids be babysat by a robot.
And when you combine that with sustainable energy from the sun and batteries, we can also, at the same time, also maintain a great environment. Don't
Republicans talk about how lithium is so bad for the environment? It's like worse than fucking fossil fuels sometimes. I feel like that's a talking point. I can't speak on lithium. I don't know enough about lithium. I mean, I have lithium batteries, but I don't know enough about lithium to talk about its environmental impact. But at the same time, I feel like there's a big talking point that Republicans bring up multiple times. At least I've seen that argument where they say that lithium is worse for the environment than like mining lithium is worse for the environment than actually having fossil fuels and just doing regular gas.
It's the future that we want, a future where nobody's in need. You can have what you want, and we still have nature. We still have the beautiful parts of nature.
You're taking all the resources, right?
I think that's probably the best future.
Where do you get all your resources?
I think that's like the cool future, and also space travel. Let's not forget that. So if you can have basically anything you want and travel to space and go to Mars, and That's about as good as it gets.
These are insane
Yeah.
false
It's like,
promises.
that's it. So that's really what we're trying to do is take the set of actions most likely to lead to a great future for all. So that's what I mean by sustainable abundance. The combination of things that we're making with Optimus and AI compute will achieve an age of abundance for all. Like actually. So
Actually,
it'll be
bro.
pretty great.
Where are you getting your resources? What the fuck?
And Model Y became the best-selling vehicle in the world.
That's so painful.
FYI, we do make the best,
Yeah! Woo! We did it! Yeah!
It's how we're doing on popularity. Well, we actually literally make the best-selling car on Earth of any kind. So that's and it's for 2 years in a row. So and it's going to be the best-selling car on Earth again this year. So.
Oh man.
The Cybertruck became the best-selling electric vehicle pickup instantly because it's awesome.
Yeah, we had to talk about the Cybertruck right now. Hang on a second. We really do have to talk about the Cybertruck. I can't even type today. Literally forgot to put the comma. Recall covers more than 46,000 vehicles. Built from November 2023 through February 27th of this year. Oh man. What a fucking recall, dude. That's what's it for? Hang on. Detaching panels. Is it because they used glue? But like, okay, so the glue can't be like that bad. I don't really trust USA Today, but it's probably not like super inaccurate right now. Damn it. Oh, the recall is the 8th for the SUV since January 20. Wait, there's been 8 recalls? Yeah, but is that like common? And the other cars get recalled like a lot. But that's still a big recall. Like 46,000. Because they did the Gluron. Underwent a rail panel detachment. Yeah, see, now they're talking about stock struts. See, this is why I don't like I'm trying to get information on the recall, not fucking stock struggles and protests. Like fuck. That's why I don't like certain sources. Just trying to Reuters is a good source, right? Maybe. I've heard it is from right wingers. Apparently. Tesla recalls most Cybertrucks due to trim detaching from vehicle. Tesla's recalling nearly all Cybertrucks in the United States to fit an exterior panel that could detach while driving, the company said Thursday. That's crazy. The latest in a series of callbacks for the pickup truck. Recall covers just over 46,000 vehicles built from November 2023. Yeah, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. The reason why the Cybertruck is so like loved and cool is because it's like a cool thing to like Tesla and like Elon Musk. Because they go, whoa, space, intelligence, genius, science, and then they fucking people literally just like come in their pants, and that's the whole reason why they enjoy it. They don't like it because it's like good. Oh, Tesla led vehicle recalls in the United States last year. Is this true? No way. Oh, wait a minute. Tesla topped the list for U.S. recalls with its vehicles accounting for 5.1 million callbacks, according to recall management from BusyCar. Wait, is BusyCar like a reliable source? Is it? What's BusyCar? Smart, literally just like a recall thing. That's cool. Oh, get out of here with that my personal information. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway,
And Tesla was the best-selling electric vehicle in Europe, the fastest-growing brand in South Korea, and we launched in a lot of new markets, including Qatar, Lithuania, Chile, and the Philippines, and we'll be opening in a whole bunch more markets as well. So Teslas will be available worldwide. So overall, you know, it's good. If you read the news, it feels like, you know, Armageddon. So I was like, I can't walk past the TV without seeing a Tesla on fire. And like, what's going on? You know, some people, it's like, listen, I understand if you don't want to buy our product, but you don't have to burn it down. That's a bit unreasonable, you know. Like, like this is psycho. Stop being psycho. Okay.
the damage that this man and Donald Trump have done to the United States right now so far, like, it feels warranted, but obviously it's a little much. Like, you could just not buy the vehicle, or you could just like vandalize it in like a normal way, you know, like do some graffiti or throw something at it. You don't have to fucking firebomb it, in my personal opinion. Like, it's not some Boston Tea Party thing. It is way different. Like, these are people's personal vehicles. Like, it's not going to kill them or hinder them for you to like vandalize it to like a minor degree, or to be like a dick about it. Like, it's really not going to stop. But if you can afford a Tesla, I think you can afford to lose it. In my opinion, I think if you can actually afford, if I could afford a Tesla and my Tesla broke down, I probably have enough money stashed away to go get myself a beater or something, so that way I can continue living my normal life. I just went 9 months riding a fucking bike to work. I had the hardest time. It was stressful on my time sharing with my kids. It took me 9 months to get the money to get a new car, because my water pump went bad on my car. Me, my grandpa, and my dad, we lifted the engine. We removed it. Was the water pump was behind the timing belt, so we had to literally take everything out, replace the part, because it was $35 for the part, but like $3,000 to get it fixed with the labor and everything. So I was like, fuck that. And as soon as we got the water pump in and I tried to put the timing belt back on, I messed it up. Yeah, I fucked up the timing belt. So it was done for. It was done for. It was a financed vehicle. It was way too expensive. I was spending way too much on it. I wasn't paying on the principal. It sucked. It fucking sucked. But 9 months with a fucking bike, and now I finally have a car. I think if you can afford a Tesla, you can afford to lose it.
And we launched the new Model Y. Congrats to the team on that.
Woo, yeah, let's go.
You know, that's obviously very tough, because we've got factories all across the world, and we've got to change over a supply chain on basically three supply chains on 3 continents. And I think you did an amazing job of switching over the world's best-selling car globally in a very short period of time. Well done, guys. And let's not forget, also, we upgraded Model 3 last year. So I would encourage people to also buy the Model 3. It's a great car, actually.
No, actually doesn't look bad. It looks like a cool car.
And the
Cybertruck is ugly.
5-star safety.
Way ugly.
You know, these days, you know, sometimes things get a little dangerous in the neighborhood. And the Cybertruck, being bulletproof and all, can come in handy.
Is it? Weren't dudes literally? Hang on. Weren't people literally just ripping it apart? Is the Cybertruck like? Oh my god! I can't type today. While the Cybertruck's body is made of strong stainless steel alloy, it's not fully bulletproof. The AI overview. But you would say, yeah, AI, your beautiful AI that you love so much and cherish, Elon. Well, it's not your AI, but I'm saying your AI because you worship AI in general. is not fully, so it's not fully bulletproof. It says that but it can withstand shots from a 9mm handgun and a 22 caliber rifle, though high powered rounds will cause damage. Okay. But literally, I was literally watching videos. I forget what it was. Dude's actually, a 50 cal rifle. Wow, of course, some psychopath busted out a 50 cal. Like you're gonna be in a road rage moment, and you're gonna have like a 50 caliber get pulled out on you while you. Holy shit! That's imagine that. Like, hey, fuck you, motherfucker! And then dude just whips out a 50 cal and shoots you through your Tesla.
But it's also very safe in a crash.
God.
We're also building the Tesla Semi factory. This is a vehicle that some people said was impossible to build.
I actually like this. I actually like the electric semi-truck. Look how adorable it looks.
That it defied physics. Well, not only does it not defy physics, we're going to be making a lot of them. So we're going to make I think ultimately we'll make over millions probably of the Tesla Semi. And this is really going to be something that you'll see all over the place. And it'll also be autonomous, or have the ability to go autonomous down the road. So
I think it would be really cool if they did make semi-trucks like significantly better. Like I don't dislike Tesla to the point where I just hate Tesla. I really don't like Elon Musk, but I do think that before all the political things, Tesla was very strong. Okay, I still think it is pretty okay, but I don't think it's like, okay to support it right now with what he's been doing. I really think they need to just replace him as CEO, because I think that they have plenty of fine staff that can do their jobs. I don't believe Elon works that hard. I really don't. But this would be really cool, actually, if they could trailblaze into making trucking better, because truckers have like one of the hardest jobs in the fucking world. Honestly, like people like dads and uncles and just like, everybody that does trucking, that shit's fucking hard. You have to do long hours just driving, sleeping in a truck. A lot of people die that way. It's really sad, but it would be really cool if they just made it more efficient. That would be I like that.
Really, autonomy is a massive, massive thing. The future is autonomous. So
you should say that. Oh my God.
I was sort of thinking, like, what will the future look like in 5 years or 10 years, 20 years? And 5 years from now, autonomous cars are going to be everywhere. Primarily going to be Teslas, by the way. But autonomous Teslas will be everywhere. I think
that's so fantasy. But
in 5 years,
great.
probably we'll have the regulatory approval, I think, globally. So you'll have autonomous Teslas on every continent, taking people on trips, and almost the entire fleet, which will pass 10 million vehicles next year, is capable of full autonomy. So even without the Cybercab, we still actually have a gigantic fleet that is capable of being autonomous. And the thing about being an autonomous car is that it can be used much more than a car that is not autonomous. A typical passenger vehicle car will be used about 10 hours a week. So people might use it for an hour and a half a day on average for 7 days, which is about 10 hours a week. But there are 168 hours in a week. So if you have a car that's a robot car that can drive autonomously, it can now be used potentially for 80, maybe 100 hours a week. So you could have a car that has 10 times the usefulness of a non-autonomous car.
But you still have to have a human driver, right? So what you're saying is you're going to increase their hours. That's what it's, like, yeah, okay, it's going to be doing all the work. It's going to be doing more work because it's going to be autonomous and it's going to just drive itself, right? That's the goal, is to eventually do self-driving all by itself, which that's not even like a real thing yet. Like, there's still a lot of issues with self-driving. However, you're saying it's going to be more efficient because you're going to be able to do longer hours and et cetera. And that's going to still put human beings in that position, because human beings still have to be responsible for those things and supervise those things.
It will cost the same. In fact, the fleets are already built. So the software update just enables that capability. Overnight, you have an increase in usefulness of 10 million cars that suddenly become like 50 million cars, or maybe 80 or 100 million cars of usefulness overnight. That's a profound thing. Like nothing like that has ever happened before. There is no analogy that there's never been something where a software update increased the value of a gigantic asset base by a factor of like 500 to 1,000%.
That's cool.
So it's very difficult for people in the stock market, especially those that look in the rearview mirror, which is most people,
your
to
stock
imagine
is going
a future
down.
where suddenly a 10 million vehicle fleet has 5 to 10 times the usefulness. It's so profound, and there's no comparison with anything in the past that they just can't. It does not compute, but it will compute in the future. And some people like Kathy Wood at ARK Invest do see the future. So what I'm saying is, hang on to your stock.
Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. That's it. That's what it is. So all the stuff that he's saying is really cool, really flashy, right? I just, okay, hang on one second. Everything that he's saying is really cool, really flashy, and the future is autonomous. It's going to be doing it itself. The future is going to be autonomous. You can have whatever you want. The robots are going to do it. The robots are going to get it for you. The AI is going to do your taxes for you. The AI is going to email your grandma. The robot is going to make you the peanut butter and jelly sandwich and tuck you in at nights and then kiss your kids on the forehead and say good night. No. This is a very, very, oh my God. These are promises that should never have been promises. These should have just been talked about as hopeful. You could have faith, but you should have never promised these things, because it's, in my personal opinion, highly unlikely that it will be reciprocated well when it first launches. Highly unlikely that it's going to happen, especially with the political issues that have been happening with him. If Elon Musk never got into politics, I think this would have been significantly more possible for him. However, I think that, like, again, nothing really against Tesla in general, but with what he's done with his companies, like when he kind of shit on Twitter by turning it into X and dropping its value significantly, a lot that was going on with people who were talking about SpaceX. People think SpaceX is some kind of big space exploration company. It's not. Private enterprise is not necessarily about exploration. It's about kind of making what we already have explored and like innovated better, right? So private enterprise has a incentive to maximize the capability to make things more efficient, and that's what he's saying, and that's the claims that he's making. But to promise a future where everybody can have whatever they want is unbelievably fantasy. People are still going to die. Famine and sickness are still going to exist unless we make a clear path on how to, like, if you can't promise it, because if it doesn't come true, you broke that promise. It's cool to want to promise it, right? It doesn't make you a bad person to want to promise that, but it's so unrealistic. I'm gonna keep going. Sorry, I had to rant about that because it's such an unrealistic promise to say that the fucking future is going to be, you can have literally everything you want. You can have it. It's yours. On demand. You'll be watching Netflix while you drive, and you're not gonna have to even drive. And unbelievable. Woo, yeah, Tesla! Woo, Tesla!
So, yeah, it's mind-blowing. Then I want to give a shout out to service. Service is a tough job, an important job, and it's actually what sells cars long term. You know, because the initial car is sold with sales, but all future cars are sold with service.
Do you think?
And I always encourage our service team, like, let's try to give people a service experience that they love. Not merely that they like, but that they love. Because people will talk about something that they love, that was an amazing experience, but they don't talk that much about things that they like. You have to really do something amazing. And then they'll talk about it and be like, wow, that's incredible. So thank you to the service team for the great job you do.
He was so unhappy.
And you can see sort of, I like this sort of light map of superchargers. You can see you can go practically anywhere in the US, Mexico, Europe, China, well, I guess not the outback of Australia, but you know, most of the places where people live. So our supercharger network continues to grow significantly, and we keep upgrading our superchargers. This is, in fact, I still run into a lot of people who don't realize that you can drive, you can take your Tesla on a road trip anywhere in America or anywhere in Europe, anywhere, pretty much anywhere in China, just using the Tesla supercharger network. And it's actually easy and convenient. So people think that whatever the range of the car is, that's as far as they can go. It's like, no, you can just stop at a supercharger network. The car's battery will last longer than your bladder. I'm pretty confident. So,
what is the average amount of time? Hang on. How long does... Hey.
I have great news.
Oh.
Humana extended my
Oh.
insurance to be a year after I've had it. So I have insurance for a whole year.
Nice. I'm streaming. You don't have to say what insurance our kid has on stream.
It's my insurance.
Oh yeah. You said it. Yeah, you did.
I'm about to call my primary and the surgeon.
Okay. I could have waited. How long does a Tesla battery last? Tesla claims their batteries should last between 300,000 and 500,000 miles. That's a lot. And Tesla guarantees their batteries for 8 years. Oh, for 8 years. That's pretty crazy. That's Tesla's claim. See, I love how the AI overview is just saying what their claim is, but like, wait, where's the actual, like, has anybody... Okay, hang on. Is it just a claim so far, or... Well, 300, see, right here, 374 miles for the Model 3. I mean, not bad, right? You just kind of go and charge it up. But it takes, how long does it take to charge the battery? I'm pretty sure it's like a little bit. Some people say like 24 hours. So, oh, supercharging. Oh, cool. Looks like they finally made it like better, right? So EV vehicles are cool. I mean, I used to have a hybrid vehicle, and I don't dislike the idea of electric vehicles. Like, I really don't. I don't dislike the idea of Tesla. I just don't like the political campaign that Elon Musk funneled like hundreds of millions of dollars into in order to propagate. Oh my God, I'm pulling an Elon Musk right now. I can't speak. In order to effectively, use propaganda to demonize, antagonize, and just be awful to, illegal immigrants and just big conspiracy theories, okay? Illegal immigration is a civil issue, not a criminal issue, so they're all criminals coming over. Like, he really did entertain a lot of that. And he just thinks that woke is bad. He says stuff like, oh, empathy is going to, like, end humanity. He said some shit and agreed with somebody where they were basically saying that empathy is like bad, but he's begging people not to sell their shares because he's talking about how the future is going to be you can have whatever you want, which is an unbelievable promise because you're never going to be able to just have whatever you want. That's a stupid promise to make.
That's really the threshold. As long as the car battery lasts longer than your bladder and you just plug it in when you go to the restroom and you come back and grab a coffee or whatever and you're back on the road and everything's good, then that's the range that matters. and the supercharging speed that matters. So,
Cool.
yeah, so congrats to the supercharger team on expanding network and do great work there. So.
I'm just having a hybrid vehicle.
And then, the Megapack and Powerwall team are really knocking it out of the park. The demand for stationary battery storage is gigantic, and I think that is actually only going to increase dramatically over time. So, and we've got the Shanghai Megafactory that got started in record time in February. Congrats to the Shanghai factory team there. That's awesome. And the Powerwall 3 is, it usually takes about 3 major technology iterations for a product to be great. And the Powerwall 3 really is a fantastic home energy product. And it's something that if you want to ensure that your home has uninterrupted power during a power outage, the Powerwall 3 is the way to go. If you combine that with solar, you can basically be off-grid, which is pretty cool. But I think just having energy insurance, or energy assurance, such that if the utility goes down, you don't even notice. Like the lights are on in your house, and your neighbors will come to you for help, basically. That's actually what happens when somebody has a Tesla Powerwall and there's a power outage. So that's a great product. And then, yeah, Megapack, especially at the utility scale, is the opportunity there is gigantic because it enables a utility grid to dramatically increase the output of electricity because you can generate electricity at night, and then Megapack can provide that electricity during the day because normal electricity demand is very uneven. There's a lot of electricity usage during the day, but limited at night. So Megapack actually has the potential to increase the output of an existing
I forgot.
Electricity grid.
Okay, so like, I started watching this earlier, and I said, count how many times you say, because he does say, a lot. I forgot I was going to do that.
More than double. So you can actually, without building additional power plants, double the total output of energy in a year. So it's quite a profound thing. Yeah, so Megapack is also really good at stabilizing the grid. So if there's variations in power in the grid, the Megapack can absorb. If there's a big power spike, it can absorb and store the power, and then if there's a drop in power, it can fill in the gap. So Megapack is excellent for stabilizing the grid, and obviously it matches very well with wind and solar.
Okay.
In fact, satellites are just solar panels and a battery. That's how all satellites work. And with the Starlink satellite network, there's 7,000 satellites orbiting the Earth, and all they use is solar panels and a battery. And my prediction is, long term, a majority of power on Earth. In fact, eventually, it might be like 90% or more of all power on Earth will be solar panels with batteries. That's my prediction. My predictions have a pretty good track record. So, yeah. And the power walls can also act as kind of a virtual grid. So if you have thousands of power walls in a neighborhood, they can actually work in concert to stabilize the grid. The V4 supercharger is pretty cool. It enables charging at 500 kilowatts. And the Semi can charge at 1.2 megawatts.
Okay, so he's just going into a lot of what this company is talking about, and honestly, cell manufacturing. Okay, so this is all interesting stuff that Tesla's doing, which is cool and all. Obviously, battery supply. So this is going to be a lot of boring shit, basically. It's talking about how good their batteries are and their power network and blah blah blah. What else happens? There was a comment I think that had a breakdown. I was looking at all the comments making fun of them. Safety practices. Just wait, can I zoom in a little bit just to try to read this better? So Sustainable energy solutions, best-selling electric vehicles, Tesla Cybertruck overview, autonomy features, service and maintenance, supercharger network expansion, energy products innovation, 4680 battery cells, Dojo AI. Wait, Dojo AI. Dojo. What do you mean Dojo?
We also just behind us on the south side of the building, we have the Tesla what we call Cortex One. It's like basically a giant brain, computer brain, that is used for AI training. So we take the vast amount of video that we get from all the cars in the fleet, and we use that to train the artificial intelligence to be able to drive the car. And this is one of the most powerful training systems in the world, with over 50,000 GPUs active, and soon to be 100,000 GPUs.
Why doesn't he just stick to doing this shit? Like, why did he have to do all that stupid shit in the Oval Office? Like, what? What? Like, what?
Which will make it, I think, probably top 5 in the
Like,
world
this stuff's
in training
cool,
centers.
but like, what the fuck?
So,
Well, that is also to say he's got a lot of people that support him, a lot of really good staff, and so gotta give them most of the credit for coming up with a lot of this shit. Probably, I doubt that he's the one, getting nitty gritty again. Like, I really don't think he's the one that sits down and actually gets this shit done. I really don't. And he's explaining it fine. He obviously knows what he's talking about.
Continuing to make progress on our Dojo training supercomputer. So we've got Dojo One active now in Gigafactory New York and in Palo Alto, and it is actively working. It's actually taking load on it's doing a meaningful percentage. Well, I guess 5% or whatever, but it's still something. 5, maybe approaching 10% of the training load of the self-driving AI is being done by Dojo. And then we've got Dojo 2 that's coming down the line. That'll be probably 10 times better than Dojo 1. And so it's sort of exciting. We're making good progress with Dojo. I'm increasingly optimistic about the future of Dojo. I think it's...
Okay, that was cool. Teaching AI is going to teach itself anyway. You're just giving it footage to learn from, so that's not bad, whatever. So besides the Dojo, they had the full self-driving. Is that actually?
And all Tesla vehicles have now had what we call autopilot hardware 4, or really our AI 4 hardware, and it's very powerful AI inference computer, but also operates at very low power.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to get
this. Even though this has been something we designed several years ago, there actually isn't anything on the market that we can buy that is better than AI 4. So, and obviously in the future years we'll have...
I don't think we're ever going to get fully self-driving. I don't think that's ever going to happen. If we do, there's always going to be a road. There's always going to be a road that it can't go on. Maybe on like the major roads it might work, it might function properly, hopefully, for the safety of people. But I genuinely don't believe that we'll ever actually get like full-on self-driving. I really don't. I'm trying to make sure there's like actually interesting things. So Optimus Robot is interesting. I'll look at that one. First principles in relationships, don't care. Stock market insights, don't care. That's trashing like crazy. Robots and job automation. Tired of the robots. Trading beloved products, planes. They're gonna make Tesla planes. Well, it's probably better than Boeing. Alien Netflix series. What? You're talking about Netflix series? Overcoming adversity is such a seriously stupid quote that he uses like all the time. He says that so much because it's like it's so strong, overcoming adversity. Like it's always some kind of like super motivational bullshit. It's so gay. But Optimus, let's look at the Optimus.
So, well, Optimus sure has come a long way.
What the fuck, man? I hate this. Look at that. This is going to be the thing. This is the thing that's going to be tucking your kids at night, right? Like this is what he says is going to be doing replacing all the jobs. This is what's going to be mowing your lawn. This is what's going to be your house cleaner. Oh my God.
So the new Optimus 22 degree of freedom hand and forearm is now in production. and it's learning to walk and catch balls. It's pretty cool.
Crazy, dude.
I mean, look, that's where we came from. It's wild. So in a very short period of time, Optimus has gone from being an idea to the most sophisticated humanoid robot on Earth. There's nothing even close to the level of sophistication of Optimus. And Tesla has some important missing ingredients that others don't have, which is our robot has a real brain. It's like the Wizard of Oz, Tin Man. Was that a heart or a brain? One of the two.
Come on, man. That's a important piece of culture here. In the, like, come on, dude. That's the Wizard of Oz. Oh wait, that's a funny picture. I'm gonna take this. This is funny. There we go. Yeah, I'm surprised no one's done it to me yet, because I do it to people so much. I did it to Chris Burkett. I did it to Trump. I do this on stream like often, actually. Whenever I actually have viewers, I just screenshot somebody's bad face. I'm surprised no one's done it to me yet. Wait, I've done it to me, and I've made it my profile picture.
So it's got the
blue screen there.
AI. So Tesla's the leader in real world AI. What we learned in the car, we translate to the Optimus robot. And we also take our expertise in electric motors, in batteries, power electronics, structural design. And then another major important thing is that we're very good at manufacturing. So in order for robots to be useful, they have to be intelligent. They have to be able to do useful things just by asking. And you have to be able to make a large number of them at an affordable price.
Holy shit.
This is what we can do. We have the only company with all the ingredients for making intelligent humanoid robots at scale is Tesla. This is a super big deal.
Yeah, but okay, so when we fundamentally, the United States of America, which is apparently the country that he's super obsessed with right now, because, well, he's talked a lot about Canada and Germany, and he shoves his nose in like so many countries for some reason, but he seems to get really politically involved in a lot of countries for what has to be some kind of reason, because people go, oh, he's just trying to help, he's just trying to balance the budget, he's a scientific man, he's trying to trailblaze humanity into the future, just we're going to defeat adversary, fucking all this really superficial shit and all these really fake promises, because like he has a really good company and good team behind him, and I feel like he takes way too much credit for this, especially when he has done so much damage to people and fired so many people. I don't know. I really don't know. I just know that overall, with just like being a human being and like his general intelligence is not smart, but his scientific knowledge, at least with his own company, is there. I can kind of tell that. Maybe not so much on like an advanced degree, but at least the knowledge that is delivered to him through his employees has been somewhat retained. He probably just has the cool ideas. Self-driving cars, robots that do things for you, pays people to get it done. I want to see this robot cooking breakfast for me. Basically, I think he's just the idea guy. He's Baby Tates from China, Illinois. That's such a spontaneous reference to pull up, but maybe I'll pull it up. But he's just basically the idea guy, it seems like, but he's able to retain the information that's told to him so he can speak about it publicly.
Like my prediction is that on this front is that
it's 11.
Optimus will be the biggest
damn it, I'm out of time. I'm sorry, guys. Well, I'm out of time. I ran out of time. I was trying to hurry up because I got a few things I got to do today. I have quite a few errands to run, unfortunately. Damn. I wanted to try to finish this. Let me just read the rest of the topics just to see, because I thought I did that because this person didn't. Well, not the real AI dope posted this, which is hilarious. The master plan, future predictions, likely outcomes in entertainment, which is weird. Like, why are we talking about
Here.
entertainment?
So we're just going to keep the ratings up so we don't get canceled. All right, thank you.
What?
And I think we might be in an alien Netflix series here.
Oh, he's what? He's just making the one tiny joke about how all that they're talking about sounds like okay, whatever. That's funny. Sure. Yeah. I'll do my final thoughts here. I don't think that he's some fucking hyper genius. I think he's a rich person who paid a lot of other smart people to conjure. I don't think he's entirely stupid. I just think his general intelligence is fairly low. He does not have a very good speech dialect. He doesn't seem to be capable of debate or just general critical thinking. He doesn't necessarily seem to be historically smart. He's lacking in a lot of areas, it seems. Scientifically, it does seem like he has quite a grasp, at least because he has a significant interest in it, because he has all these big flashy ideas. But that doesn't mean I don't like Tesla entirely. Of course, I don't support them, and I'm not going to support them. I couldn't anyway because I'm poor. I don't have the money to. But even if I could, I wouldn't, simply because of him. And I would like to see him gone one day from the company, so that way the company can just kind of like, yeah. But then who's gonna have all the cool ideas though? I mean, I wish we could have a guy that has cool ideas, but like doesn't do a bunch of bad shit with the government. No, I don't think that him auditing the government is a good thing. I don't think replacing, like I said earlier in stream, I don't think there's a multi-organizational conspiracy where millions of wire transfers are going out to all sorts of different banks that all have their own personal interests to protect and don't want to get wrapped up in the conspiracy theory, which also are overseen by a bunch of state agencies that are anti-fraud agencies that also have their own personal interests and don't want to get wrapped up in a conspiracy. Also a bunch of federal agencies that have their own personal conflicting interests with other federal agencies. It seems extremely unlikely. He's posting pictures and screenshots and Excel documents to fucking X like it's transparent. But what it really is there's no verification. There's no organizations that have any personal interest against Elon to oversee and verify the validity of his claims. You cannot just take away every possible means of verification and then just put one singular organization, Doge, in charge of doing said audit and then say, trust me, bro. I think that's a lack of intelligence for people to just commit to believing things like that. I think it's extremely stupid to just immediately believe that all these multi-organizational levels that have their own personal interests to protect their own interests and not get wrapped up in tens of millions of fraudulent conspiracy theories, right? Of payments going out to all these different banks and state agencies with federal agencies overseeing a lot of these things, and just replace all of that third party factor to verify the validity of the conspiracy theories with one singular entity to say, trust me, bro, and just post like documents that you might be fabricated onto your social media platform that you paid for. Yeah, okay, that was about it. So Tesla's pretty cool overall because science, but I don't believe in the promises that he's making. I think the promises that he's making are extremely fictional right now, in comparison to the fact that we don't even have, a solid healthcare situation. We have a lot of problems to face, and this guy and his posse are causing a lot of it, or they're not fixing any of it. Well, all right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. See ya.